Hello friends, it is often said that a good woman can make a man successful, while a bad woman can completely destroy his life. Now, whom to choose is up to you. And those who are not yet married should think 100 times before choosing a life partner. After hearing today's incident, your faith in human relationships may be shaken. This is a living example of how far a person can go when driven by anger and lust. The date was November 27, 2025. It was winter. Doki village in Dharashiv district was still fast asleep, but in the darkness of early morning, something happened in the outskirts of the village that no one could have imagined. Near Doki village, there is a railway crossing. Right beside this crossing is farmland belonging to a farmer named Pankaj. Early in the morning, when some villagers stepped out as usual to go to their fields and workplaces, their eyes fell on a particular spot in the field, and the ground seemed to slip beneath their feet. A dead body was lying there, but the condition of the body was so horrifying that it sent chills down the spine of anyone who saw it. It was the body of a woman aged around 25 to 30 years, but her condition was extremely brutal. Someone had tried to burn her very cruelly. Especially the lower part of her body, below the waist, was completely charred. Her legs were spread apart, and her chest was exposed. The scene was so terrifying that it was difficult for anyone to even stand there. At first glance, it was clear that something horrific had happened to this woman. This was not just a murder, the circumstances strongly suggested that she had been sexually assaulted before being killed. The news spread through the village like wildfire. People rushed to the spot using whatever vehicles they could find. Within no time, a huge crowd gathered. Everyone expressed grief and shock. Who was this unfortunate woman? Who could have committed such a brutal act? These questions were on everyone's mind. The village police officer immediately informed Doki police station. As soon as the information was received, the police inspector and his team rushed to the scene. Even the police were shaken after seeing the horrifying condition at the site. Since a large part of the body was burned, identifying the woman became the first and biggest challenge for the police. Friends, a crime had occurred, but there was no visible evidence. The police thoroughly searched the surrounding area. They checked bushes and fields to see if any weapon or clothing could be found. But the killer seemed extremely clever, no identifying evidence was left behind. Without knowing who the dead woman was, it was impossible to determine the direction of the investigation. After completing the Panchnama, the police sent the body to the hospital for post-mortem examination. Now the police faced a crucial question: how to reach the murderer. The Doki police activated their informant network and began technical investigation. In modern investigations, CCTV cameras act as the police's third eye. The police started examining CCTV footage from the area and nearby highways. And that is where the first ray of success appeared. One road camera had captured suspicious movement. A four-wheeler car and the movements of a person inside it came under police suspicion. Based on this footage, the police deployed teams to track the vehicle and its occupant. At the same time, to identify the victim, photographs of the partially burned body were sent to police stations across the state to check if any missing woman reports matched. It is often said that no matter how smart a criminal is, he always makes a mistake. While the police were preparing to detain the suspect identified through CCTV, a missing person report from another police station matched the case. At Wakad police station in Pune, a woman had been reported missing. Upon verification, it was confirmed that the deceased woman was Seema, a resident of Pune. But this created a major puzzle. Seema lived in Pune, while her body was found in Doki village of Dharashiv district, hundreds of kilometers apart. How did she reach there, and who brought her? When the police detained the suspect seen in the CCTV footage and interrogated him, the truth that emerged was horrifying. The accused was Vikram from Latur. Now let us understand the root of this case. Seema was originally living in the Wakad area of Pune. She had a happy family life and 2 children. A few years earlier, she had come into contact with Vikram from Latur. Initially, it was just a casual acquaintance. Later, phone conversations began. From these conversations, friendship developed, and before they realized it, physical intimacy began. Both were married, yet they became deeply involved with each other for physical pleasure. This illicit relationship continued for several months. Vikram grew accustomed to Seema. He believed that Seema would bring a significant change in his life. But time waits for no one. As time passed, Seema began to realize the seriousness of her actions. She started worrying about her children, her husband, and her family. The relationship she had once entered willingly now became unacceptable to her. Slowly, Seema began distancing herself from Vikram. She reduced answering his calls and avoided meeting him. But Vikram had become addicted to her. He wanted her companionship. A suspicion started growing in his mind that she took everything she wanted from him and was now avoiding him. Love turned into hatred and suspicion. Vikram repeatedly pressured Seema to meet him, but every time she refused with some excuse. Finally, she clearly told him, "This is enough. Let's end this." Vikram's male ego was deeply hurt. A twisted thought took root in his mind: if you cannot be mine, I will not let you belong to anyone. His mental state became like a fish struggling for life. Eventually, he planned something horrific, to eliminate Seema forever. The incident dates back to November 19, 2025. That morning, as usual, Seema left home to drop her children at school. After dropping them off, while she was returning home, Vikram arrived there in his Wagoner car. He stopped her. "I just want to talk to you once about something important," he said, and forcibly made her sit in the car. He then drove out of Pune. Seema kept pleading with him, begging to let her go home, reminding him that she had a family. But Vikram was possessed by rage. He could not tolerate the fact that Seema no longer cared for him and wanted to leave him. In a fit of anger, he kidnapped her. When Seema did not return home, her husband and relatives became worried. They filed a missing complaint at Wakad police station. They could not understand why she would leave her golden family life behind. From November 19th to November 27th, for a full 7 to 8 days, Vikram kept Seema with him, moving from place to place. During this time, he tried to convince her, but Seema remained firm in her decision. She did not want to destroy her family. Finally, Vikram decided that keeping her alive served no purpose. On the night of November 26th, Vikram drove toward Latur with Seema. When the car reached near Doki village in Dharashiv district, it was past midnight. He stopped the car at a deserted location. In a fit of rage, he strangled Seema to death. But he did not stop at murder alone. To mislead the police, he staged a false scene. He placed her body in a manner that would make it appear as if she had been gang raped. He spread her legs, disarranged her clothes, and to prevent identification, he took petrol from the car and poured it over her body. He dragged the car, set her body on fire, and fled the scene. But he did not know that the hands of the law are very long. The police tracked Vikram's Wagoner using CCTV footage, obtained the vehicle number, and arrested him. During interrogation, he confessed to his crime. For momentary pleasure and illicit relations, 2 families were destroyed. Seema lost her life, and Vikram will now spend his life behind bars. Friends, this incident teaches us that decisions taken in anger and momentary temptation can turn life into ashes, and the consequences of immoral relationships are always terrifying. What do you think about this incident? Do share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you.